Hey guys, it's Bo from laxsplat here, and I finally am going to do my STX shield stringing tutorial. I'm starting off, I'm using throw mesh, and I don't think it will be that big of a difference to the pattern, if any of a difference, because I break in my goalie mesh a good amount before I string it, because one, goalie mesh, it's my mesh rips pretty often. Now sometimes I've had a mesh that stayed for me for 2.5 years and did perfectly fine, and then finally the sidewalls gave out and I had to restring it, and then I've had mesh that broke in half a season. So I normally I break in my goalie mesh pretty well because it takes so long, 12 diamond, to break in, that I break it in pre-hand. So I don't think it's going to be that much of a difference from that last stringing because I broke it in. But that, since it was a customer, I did not break in that much. If there is a difference in the pattern, I'll tell you guys, but I'm using thrown mesh, and I also have some East Coast mesh that I'm going to be using for my other Eclipse. And so first of all, the only reason I'm showing you guys the top string is because there's one part. I'm using a triangle top. That's just because I think they look really cool. In a goalie stick, I don't really think they make that much of a difference. Definitely in a player's stick. I'm going on the second sidewall hole, and I'm using the 11 diamond row. So when you fold it over, there should be 11 instead of 12 diamonds. And I'm going to bunch this up. And I do this with a lot of my goalie stringings because I start on this second hole. So you're going in through the head and then through this second hole, then back around through the head, and then pull that mesh back up, and you're just gonna want to like kind of pocket it in there, and you bunch all this up right there. And what that's gonna do is, one, it's gonna make the top tighter so your stick doesn't lip and have a more consistent release. And then I just go to the next hole, and I just use a triangle top. It's pretty self-explanatory. There are a ton of triangle top tutorials out there. You can use this with a normal top string. And I just kind of center it. This is not really centered, but I get it as like good as I can. Specifically for how the pattern's gonna work out, because on all different heads. And then I'm gonna skip this next one, go through that, and then go use the next mesh diamond. That's because I really want to pull the top tight, because then it will make it easier to get a nice channeled pocket if everything's tight. And then I'm gonna go skip the next one and then bring this so it's just through the sidewall, then down, loop it in through this hole with this loop, inside this loop. And this one you kind of have to pull real tight. You just make sure this mesh is right in the middle, because that wants to be right in the middle. So even if it's not perfectly centered in the mesh diamond, that's fine, because see how it's a little off? Because this is going to be a center one that's not connected. So like in your normal triangle top. And then you just want to do the same here and kind of keep it consistent. So like that one, I pulled far to the side, and this one's still far to the side, which is a little difficult, but once you string a while, you kind of get used to it. Just same thing with skipping a hole, but not skipping a diamond mesh hole. The only diamond mesh hole we're skipping is this one. And I just like to tighten this back up. The whole way, you just want to, the number one key is to keep it tight. That is how you're going to string a really nice pocket. And then skip another top string hole, and just go with the next. And you just want to pull really tight. Sometimes I use pliers. With this, I don't really need them. And then like I can see that I used the far end on this one, so I can use the far end on this one. I don't know if you can tell, but and then I'm just gonna go through this next hole, and then through that second sidewall hole, and then wrap it around, put the mesh right there and kind of bunch it up, then back through that same diamond I used before, you can see that, and then back through that same sidewall hole. Just tighten this up. I just like to get as tight as possible, and that's really going to create a nice pocket. And then just create one loop, and then I just pull on it more, create another loop, and this is tightening each time too, which is nice. I like to do 3. Pull on it once more, create another loop. Okay, so that's the first step of your triangle top string. As you can see, it's pretty evenly spaced. With the strings going through the diamonds at the same spot, and I'd say that's the most important spot. And when you put your triangle part of it through, it's going to more evenly space it. So I'll be back with the next step. One, it'll be easier to see, and white, black, and red are my team colors. So instead of going through this same one, I'm going to go through the top sidewall hole. And I did like a 3 knot on it, but since this goalie has such big holes, what I'm going to do is go through and then go back around the back of the sidewall. And you kind of have to slip it underneath this piece of mesh, pull it in, and then go back through that top sidewall hole again. That's just going to make sure that your knot doesn't fall through the hole, because there's more string. And all you do here is, well, first step I like to do with when I'm doing the second part of the triangle top, always the string, I burn it at the tip, and you just want to lightly go over it, and then with your hand, and that's going to create that's hard now. Just this tip is pretty hard. It's kind of straight, and you don't really need it for a goalie stick because there's space in between, but with a normal stick you really need it to be able to get it through the mesh. You can use pliers, but I feel like that just works easier. So you're going to go straight into that hole. I'll show you the back view, and pull real tight. And you kind of want to shimmy it in and move this one over to just get an even triangle top, as you can see. And then place it through in between, before this one, and in between the bottom mesh hole. Just the mesh in the head, and then you pull real tight, and then on the other side you're going to go around that to here, just in between the mesh and the head. Pull real tight, and then back through that same hole. And all I do is, the only thing I do different here is, since it's not like a normal triangle top, if you've ever done one, you can look it up. You normally do, there's a space in between, so there'd be another diamond here, and that you'd loop it through this top section, so through there and then out through there. But the only one you can do it on is this one, and the rest I loop them through here, and that's just going to even make it tighter. And it doesn't look 100% like completely clean, but it's going to be the best executed and the tightest possible top string. So you guys don't really need to see that. There's tons of triangle top tutorials, so I'll finish this up, show you the tie off, maybe show you the middle part, and then go back to the sidewalls. So as you can see, it's not the cleanest looking triangle top string, but still looks pretty cool, and from a distance it looks pretty cool. Since I can show you now, it's a little bit easier. I use like just the next diamond, so to speak. So like that's the diamond I'm using, but it gets pulled up. And then on that one, I use the actual diamond you're supposed to use because there's an in-between diamond. And that's just pulling the mesh real tight all over the place. But it's a little bit softer in the middle, which is nice because that's going to just be able to give it a longer release and not hook. That's what I think. I don't know. It probably doesn't. It probably doesn't even really affect it. But that's the number one thing, and just make sure to pull your sidewalls tight and keep it tight. I was using my pliers during it. That really helps. So yeah, here's the next step is the sidewall. Hey guys, so now I'm going to do the sidewall part of the tutorial. The first sidewall hole is used for the triangle top of the triangle top string, and the second sidewall hole is used for the white lace, which is I used in the center for the triangle top string. You're going to want to put your black string through that same hole as the white lace, and the shield has very large holes, so you should be fine. And then you're going to skip a hole and interlock. If you don't know how to interlock, East Coast Dyes has a tutorial on that, and like ones, and I think he has a tutorial on everything for sidewall. And then you're going to skip another and interlock. And a lot of people, like a common thing about goalie sticks, a lot of people say, oh, you don't need a channeled goalie stick, but now you're going to one eye. They say you don't need a channeled goalie stick, but what I say about that is the only people I talk to, goalies who don't like channel, are goalies who've never used a channel pocket or like got extremely used to their terrible pocket. Yeah, I've never really heard of a goalie going back. I know there are probably some out there, and as long as you have like a pocket that works for you, it's fine. But I really recommend channel pocket. And then so that's without skipping the one eye, and then another interlock without skipping. And like the last shield I strung was for my roommate at the trilogy camp, and he said, well, like when I was rooming with him, his pocket was not channeled really at all, and then you just do a skip interlock. But he really liked the one I strung out for him and liked it a lot more than his previous head. And then you're gonna skip again, but do a one interlock. And a lot of people, like when I first started stringing goalie sticks, the thing that really gets me is, that got me was I thought it should be just like an attack stick, and then another one interlock with a skip. And so like you do like 4 interlocks and then like a 3, but you're not going to get a nice channel. You might get a really deep pocket, but you want to balance. Oh, wrong. And you want to balance between channel and like depth. So like a good depth is 2.5 balls, because you can still throw really long passes accurately. But and then you're just gonna do a 1 without skipping, and that's about what this is. This is about 2.5 balls. Then do another interlock without skipping, and that's going to be your last sidewall hole. And now this is where you're going to get your depth from your sidewall to your bottom string. I do a 3. You possibly could do like a 2. I don't know. I like a decently deep pocket, and it has about mid-whip, maybe a little bit more mid-whip on my scale, and I can throw with a lot of sticks. I can throw with pretty much anyone's stick, as long as it's not insanely whippy. But I guess that's just something I've gotten used to. And then so you just go through this far bottom sidewall, pull tight, and tie it off. And then for the bottom string, I'll go over the whole pattern first to make sure you guys have it. It's second hole, skip, interlock, no skip, 1 interlock, an interlock, a skip, interlock, a 1 eye with a skip, another 1 eye with a skip, another, this is a 1, an interlock, and a 3. And I'll just show you guys the pocket without the, it's decently deep, but the thing I like about my pockets is it has a long, nice ramp. What that does, still gives you a nice channel with a deep pocket. So you can have like a, when you're throwing a fake, it's going to go up and get nice and deep, but then when you go to throw the ball, it's going to go on this channel and just create a real nice tight channel, so your passes can be accurate and long enough. But yeah, so when you're passing, it's just going to make it easier. Overall, I'm going to finish the bottom string is just 2 separate strings. One, I did it on the next, sorry, I'm not used to this setup, on the same one as this, and I just wrapped it through and then did it like you were going to do like your normal weave on a bottom string. And then when I got to the 4th diamond in on the 10 diamond row, I just let it go and then attached it to the next 4th and then did a weave. But I didn't do this one. I didn't weave this one on either side. And I got another string and just attached it, looped it on the 4th, and looped it back on the other 4th. And that seemed to work. And it has like a nice channel with a pretty nice pocket. I like how it came out, and so I'll show the shooters next, guys. So now I'm going to be doing the nylon and shooters. I'm doing it on the 2nd row down, and that's only because I'm doing a 6 diamond U and a 4 diamond U, and it works. So you're going to just start right around here. And I'm doing an alternating color. My high school color is black and red. And if you don't, I just do it like I do normal shooters. So just take one, put it in and out, and then I get my other nylon, put it through that same sidewall hole, doesn't really matter. And then just do like top, bottom, top, bottom. I'm gonna fast forward through the rest of the shooters because they're pretty self-explanatory. So now I have it done, and for the shooters, I just did a alternating black and red nylon, and a 6 diamond white U and a 4 diamond white U, and I just started the nylon 2 down. Came out nice. Nice pocket, nice. It just looks cool. Nice channel, and I hope you guys like it. If you do use my pattern and you make a video, just I'm cool with people using, obviously because I'm making the tutorial. Do a quick shout out. Yeah, I got this pattern from Bo at laxsplat. So hope you guys like it, and if you like this type of video, subscribe, like the video. So and make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. It's just the same account as our username for YouTube is. So thanks guys, and see you later.